A lot of people are calling this man Shankaran as the new Quattoroki, the India's new Mr. Q. His name revealed right in the run-up to the general election. Quattoroki got away. He was allowed to get away. Warren Anderson got away. He was allowed to get away. Shankaran has got away. Has he been allowed to get away? And the Congress party has decided not to send anyone on this debate. We had a confirmation of a Congress party representative on the Newshour tonight. We have been told that the Congress party has pulled out of the debate over Mr. Shankaran and how he got away. The new Mr. Q, Mahroof Raza, welcome to the debate. Nevertheless, we won't cancel this debate. Mahroof Raza, I hope the Congress party even now will send a representative on the Newshour. TSR Subramaniam, former Cabinet Secretary, Pinky Anand of the BJP, Joginder Singh of the CBI. Let me begin with you, Mr. Subramaniam. It's so simple. You can nail a man who can reveal everything about how India's most intricate defense secrets were being sold for a price to arms dealers. And the CBI fails to get the paperwork right in a British court, and we have to suffer the humiliation of a British court pulling up India for not knowing how to do paperwork. I mean, is this how bad we've become? Or has this man deliberately been let off, Mr. Subramaniam?
Arnab, this is one case, one thought that there was plenty of documentary evidence available in this particular case. And there have been at least 20-30 cases in the last 50 years where huge botching up has taken place. Our CBI has behaved like Keystone Cops, except that Keystone Cops were innocent. Here, I'm not at all sure. In fact, on the contrary, nobody can accuse them of not knowing exactly what was happening. And clearly, you give CBI a mountain of evidence, they managed to throw it away. In UK, in US, you can convict Rajat Gupta based on one phone call. Here, you can give a truckload of evidence that they get away. I think we just need complete relook at the CBI. Don't forget that nearly 50% to 60% of CBI cases are in some ways connected to the government of India. I think that umbilical cord must now be cut. It is clearly a very professional outfit, but unfortunately, huge political interference, huge money interest, number of other factors have come in. It needs to be cleaned up. It's a shame that we cannot handle. My worry is different now, that foolproof cases of 2G, foolproof cases of Colgate are likely to go the same way. I think, what are we trying to do? In the last 50 years, we have not got a single good conviction on a case of this sort. It's astonishing that CBI is now seen to be a criminal agency. It should not be any more called that.
Fodder scam conviction.
No, Mr. Joginder Singh, you were talking there about the fodder scam conviction.
After 25 years. 25 years.
Yeah, we waited a quarter of a century.
Out of 20 cases, only one.
My dear
quarter of a century, only one case, and that too first court.
You don't fill up the vacancies of High Court and Supreme Court. 292 vacancies of the High Court and Supreme Court are lying vacant out of total of 9.
What rubbish, Mr. Joginder Singh?
18,000 vacancies.
What rubbish, Mr. Joginder Singh?
What does that have to do with the investigation process of the CBI?
What rubbish?
Whether the judges have been appointed or not appointed. What relevance would this have on how the process of trial is taking place? On what evidence is being brought forth? Whether in fact enough pursuit is being made? In this case, the trial has not started with one of the allegations.
Subramaniam, saying that the cases have been botched up. They have not been botched up.
No, I want to.
Even Supreme Court said on this one that all our laws are made.
I just want to give our viewers. Okay, now can I just give our viewers? Let's run the pictures of Mr. Shankaran, and what we'll do is, many viewers are now asking, what is this case about? Okay, so Pinky Anand and Mahroof Raza, before I go further, I just want to tell our viewers what this case is. The person on your screen right now, his name is Shankaran. In 1986, he joins the Indian Navy. He serves for 8 years. He takes medical retirement in 1994 at the rank of a lieutenant. After retiring, he sets up a company called Shanks Oceaneering, Shanks, with Kulbhushan Parashar. He's also a Navy lieutenant who left the service in 1995. He becomes a director of this company, right? This company opens an office in Goa, and Shankaran and Parashar in 1997 begin a new company called Interspiro. This company is the Indian representative of a Swedish firm of the same name, which specializes in equipment that is provided to the Indian Navy. Okay, so they set up a business in do a deal with those who supply equipment to the Indian Navy. Now what happened is that telephone, email and Skype records quite clearly show that this company had access to all kinds of details from the inside of the Directorate of Naval Operations, which is housed in a highly secure building. Inside that building, Mahroof, there is the Navy War Room, which is a prohibited place under the Indian Official Secrets Act. It contains a lot of classified information about the Indian Navy purchases, etc., etc. These people get access to it. Now, the most remarkable thing is this, that's to cut the long story short. The emails and all were all found, Mahroof, okay? And all that the government of India, CBI, needed to do is, there was even a statement of a person who is a former employee of this man Shankaran, which gives away the entire story and tells you that this Shankaran was using an alibi.
That's right.
He was using an alibi called Vic Branson. It is all available, information was there. All that the CBI needed to do was present this information in a legally acceptable form before a British court. What did we do, Mahroof?
Two courts have upheld the CBI stand there.
No, just 1 minute, please don't interrupt. No. You know what the CBI does? The most incompetent,
2010 and 2013.
the most incompetent Bureau of Investigation of this country. You know what the CBI does?
Extradited.
The CBI lets down the people of India by providing a typewritten copy signed by a police officer, not even giving a proper statement. Now, unless, and I say this, unless the CBI, Mr. Joginder Singh, has some vested interest in letting this man get away, which is dangerous because you're playing with India's secrets, why should they have done something like that? And are you telling me no political masters told the CBI to let Shankaran get away?
In the first place, this man should have been given access. He was a retired man because his uncle was the chief of the naval staff. Why should he have been given access? Why don't we go for preventing? CBI only does the post-mortem.
No, CBI does not do the post-mortem, sir. No.
You do the only
Mahroof,
post-mortem.
Mahroof, please. Mahroof, let's get Mahroof in. What are the implications of letting Shankaran get away, Mahroof?
Yeah. Arnab, a couple of points. Firstly, I've always repeatedly made this point that passing cases on to CBI, as is a favorite hobby of Mr. Antony, leads to us nowhere. The CBI often delays the case so long that it either goes out of public memory or it becomes legally redundant. The second point is that there was a lot of time lag between the discovery of this information and the pen drives that were being stolen out of Naval War Room, which carried information on the update on the status of the Scorpion deal, which Abhishek Verma and Shankaran were both involved in pursuing, and the time these guys left the country's borders. Why didn't the whole system block their exit? They've been in the UK. The higher court in the UK today says that all the evidence that they provide is inconsequential, and therefore they have overruled the judgment of Theresa May, who's the Home Secretary in the UK, for the extradition. Clearly, we haven't done our homework, and the irony is that there is so much common between our law and British law that we could have got our act together. We have any number of lawyers.
So you're saying you're saying that we made a deliberate, we've deliberately let him off. You're saying we've deliberately let him off.
That's the point. That's the point I'm coming to.
Yes, we have deliberately let him off.
On the same evidence,
that when this evidence was, Mr. Joginder Singh, sir, Mr. Joginder Singh, sir, let me complete. My point is that this is not the only scandal. Estimates now say that in the 10-year period between 2012 and 2002, there have been something like 80 lakh crore worth of bribery scandals. And also, please remember, Thales, which is the company, which is the parent company through which the Scorpion deal was being done, is also in the dock in Malaysia for having bribed officials there also. So the evidence is internationally available. And at the end of the day, we go and put up a case which is thrown out of the courts. It is a shame on our legal abilities. It is a shame on our paperwork. It is the shame on our ability of our CBI, which everyone seems to think it's God's own people who can solve any bloody mystery in the country. And we go and expect them to go and resolve the case which gets thrown out of the court. Clearly, Arnab, the finger of suspicion points to people higher up, and I've been informed by very informed sources that while the court-martial proceedings were taking place against the 4 other officers who were not even given the chance to defend themselves, Mr. Shankaran was making calls to people all over in the system.
What do you
protect
mean?
Himself and Abhishek Verma.
What is your information? Share it, Mahroof.
So I am saying very clearly, I'm not going to give the name or not, but people who were implicated in this case have said very clearly that they saw all this happening and a blind eye was being turned to Shankaran and his crony Abhishek Verma while these other innocent officers were put on the dock without justification. They were made scapegoats in the hope that the attention would go away from the 2 major guys who are now in the news today. That is Abhishek Verma and Shankaran.
Well, I mean,
I'd like somebody to defend that what I'm saying is right or wrong. I'd like to be contested.
No,
because
the point is, however, when it comes to following up on defense deals, all political parties are together. I don't need to tell Pinky Anand how the BJP did nothing on Bofors. How there was believed to be a quiet and silent understanding between the Vajpayee government at that point of time and the Congress party, not to push the Bofors issue, not to hurt big, prominent political interests in any way. My question, therefore, is Warren Anderson leaves the country. No, one second. Warren Anderson leaves India, right? Immediately after the Bhopal gas disaster. And Joginder Singh knows he won't like me raising the issue. He was in the CBI. Kim Devi.
Please do that.
Kim Devi leaves India after his role in the Purulia arms dropping case. Shankaran leaves India, Pinky Anand. And we then botch up the paperwork like in exact similar manner. We botch up the paperwork on Kim Devi. The fact is, Pinky, there is a growing feeling we don't want Kim Devi to come back to India because he will embarrass a lot of powerful people. We don't want Warren Anderson to come back to India. And we never wanted Shankaran to come back to India because powerful politicians will get exposed for their arms deals.
Arnab, I mean, the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. You have a situation where the FIR was registered in 2006. You have the charge sheet which was filed in 2006. One of the grounds, for example, which was taken up this on the hearing this time by the UK court was the fact that the trial has still not started from 2006 to 2014. We have yet not started the trial. As you rightly said again, the CBI relies only on one piece of evidence, which is a typed document of a statement of a witness, no email filed, no documentation filed, and there has been substantial search and seizure as far as this entire deal has been concerned. Why was this not brought forward, which would have put to rest any controversy regarding credible evidence? Why was the statement of the witness given in the manner that it was?
Because the BJP, and I say I put the accusation back at you, because your parties like your party deliberately don't push the envelope on these issues. I'll tell you, what did the BJP do in the Purulia arms drop case? The CBI botched up the paperwork, like some incompetent person, illiterate person, someone who lacks a basic education. The CBI guy goes, he carries an expired warrant and he goes, and then the scanned copy of the order is to be sent to Copenhagen. The whole country is embarrassed. Did the BJP pick up the Kim Devi issue? No. You didn't pick it up. And similarly,
Arnab, as far as
because and I say this with responsibility, because I'm saying this with responsibility, Pinky, there is a growing feeling that arms dealers have their tentacles in all political parties.
No, Arnab, the point is Shankaran's issue is being picked up. Quattrochi's issue was picked up. The entire system was being followed up as far as Quattrochi is concerned, and you know it. Warren Anderson's situation again is something which has been followed up. I'm not very sure on the details of the Kim Davis one, but as far as the others are concerned,
he was allowed to go. He was brought in an aeroplane of Madhya Pradesh government to Delhi.
We are talking about the country's requirements as it stands today. CBI has to pull up his socks. There's no dispute on that fact. The fact that a foreign country can actually throw out the prosecution or the prosecution's evidence on a ground such as this to say enough evidence has not been produced to show that a conviction can be based on that, I think that is shocking.
No, but
the Indian Penal Code and the English Penal Code, there is almost complete similarity there.
No, so
as far as the Evidence Act is concerned, Again, we have taken from the British laws.
No, so
I don't think we don't understand what is required.
No,
yes, when you talk for a moment, Arnab, you talk about Colgate. You talk about Colgate. You have the situation that the Supreme Court calls the CBI caged parrot. You have the 2G scam. You have all these situations. I mean, by picking up one of these situations, you're not going to change. The question is, CBI has to be made answerable. The question of CBI being boosted up enough so that we can carry on with the cases and come to a conviction so that the country is not embarrassed.
No, you see, I'll tell you, the CBI is the most embarrassing bureau of investigation. Everyone knows that. And I'm putting this question to all the viewers tonight.
That bad.
Just because Dr. Manmohan Singh,
because one judge says here that, no, this is not all right. Two judges, the Home Secretary of UK has said everything is all right.
No, that's not the case. That's because, no, Joginder Singh, listen to me.
Any justice is
Joginder Singh.
I'm quoting Supreme Court.
Joginder Singh, the Central Bureau of Investigation.
If three people could find and one fellow says it's not good enough.
No, the Central Bureau.
I think God save that
Joginder
country.
Singh, just when the Central Bureau of Investigation, also popularly known as a caged parrot, has been such an incompetent agency over the years. You know the flip-flops on Bofors. Don't force me to say it. You know the flip-flops on the HDW scam.
No,
you know the incompetence. You know the incompetence in the Barak missile scandal.
It is the government which sent the people.
You know what happened in
charge sheeting him.
No,
I am telling you,
sir. If
it is the government which sent its additional Solicitor General to say there is no case against him.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me the.
Despite Supreme Court order.
Don't.
That status quo should be maintained.
No. Don't tell. You know, if the CBI is going to be used by some people within the CBI as an instrument to further their careers by being loyal slaves of their political masters, then the people of this country will certainly ask questions. The question here is,
which no government is willing to give.
You have the CBI, Mahroof. Let's be very serious here, Mr. Joginder Singh. And I'm actually surprised tonight that this should be the biggest talking point in the national media today. One of the biggest and most infamous defense scams where you actually penetrated the war room, took away information,